It is Monday, December 11th, my friends. What do you think about that? Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti, and I forgot to turn the lights on. And everybody calls me Ciotti as well. Sam Stalder, thanks for joining, brother. Well, not joining, but subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. Christmas time! Christmas lights are coming! Hold on. Christmas light time. This is important. Here they come. It's about to get Christmassy. Forgot to turn these on too. Good Lord. And Christmas. Hey! There we go. Alright. That's good. Life is good. What's up, friends? I just got back from a arcade go-kart place called Andretti's here. Very cool little early Christmas present from Maggie. So yeah. It was fun. My back hurts from getting bounced around no suspension go-karts. But I had a blast. Patrick and I went. We had a really good time. Kyle Jeep Adventures with a $4.99 super chat. He says he just subscribed. Thank you, dude. Welcome to the gangliest of gangs. Hey, there it is. What's up, friends? We are going to investigate. That's too dad jokey. We're going to investigate crash prevention tonight and see if it actually helps. I've been running crash prevention for 6 months. A year? A long time. And when I first switched over to it, I assumed that it was helping. But now that I have turned it off, I don't know if it was really helping. So we are going to fly a whole bunch of batteries back to back tonight, and we are going to pay attention to whether or not. Yeah, we're just going to take a look at the behavior with and without it and see if it's actually helping. I think it's helping, but I'm just a goddamn bad dog. So maybe it's not helping, but maybe it is. We're going to find out if I can get the goggles onto my big dumb dog head tonight. Arr, look at my arms! Look at me! I'm a bad dog that eats things he shouldn't. Arr! Look at the camera, you dumb dog, you. I love this dog. Ah! Look at him. Look at this guy. Oh! Look at the camera, you jerk. He's not... I don't know why I'm hurling insults at him. It's a weird thing to do. Also, we're going to talk a little bit more about the second Meteor65 frame that has broken. In the same number of batteries that the Weebleed FPV Crown frame and Cockroach 65 V3 frames have survived. So yeah, the Meteor65 airframe is out. I'm gonna pull this rig apart. I think I'm gonna pull it apart tonight, and we are gonna put it into one of these two frames. This one has prototype motors that I've flown before. I think we're gonna put it into this frame though. This is an old Beta FPV frame, but the frame doesn't really matter. The motors in this frame are Tiny Whoop, the Hex, they call it Hex. Happymodel calls it EX. They're the extra lightweight 802s, and these are 30,000 kV. We did tons and tons and tons of testing of these motors versus 702s 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. Like that was early this year, late last year. 702s were still fairly new, and we didn't really know if they were the jam. So yeah, we'll see. CiottiFPV is here. What's up, brother? Insaner indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I really like to revisit stuff. Like, I'll test a bunch of stuff and I'll come to a conclusion. 6 months goes by, a year goes by, and when I go back and retest it, I will almost always learn a little extra something. And maybe it's just stuff that I forgot, or maybe, yeah. I think that when we have two things and we decide on one of them and we start flying that like crazy, we change a little bit and our perception changes and we get used to that one thing. And then if we bring the other thing back into it, since we're used to this thing over here, we can add a little bit of extra context or whatever to it. So let's try it. I just want to get it out of this frame, to be honest. And these are the 702 30,000s. The other two Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoops are on 702 32,000s. So yeah, this one is like the odd one out anyway. So basically, this is going to put... essentially, these are the two, like, working rigs as with these, with rigs that I actually use for work. The builds that fly the best, that are, not going to get changed around a lot, are what I call, like, the working rigs. So that's basically what these guys are. This is going to become the test bed rig, just like with the 5-inch freestyle glide builds. So yeah, we'll get this out of this junky Meteor65 airframe. That's a little mean. That's a little bit of an unfair thing to call it, but I don't know. It's okay. It's just not. To me, it's not better than the original Meteor65 frame. Like it's certainly lighter, but I don't know. The durability thing is like really, really in the list of priorities. Durability is really high for me. So yeah, a frame that's gonna bend and break within 100 batteries. That's not realistic for me. So yeah, we'll take it out of here. We'll put it into here. We'll see what happens to the weight. This will be an interesting comparison. The only well, no, I'll replace the. I was about to say the frame. Wow, well, the frame is different, right? This is one of Betafpv. This is Betafpv's very first brushless tiny whoop frames, and so yeah, the frame weighs. Yeah, the weight's going to completely change. So weight isn't really going to matter. We're just going to focus on like flight characteristics. I've got the T-motor tri-blades on these 0802s. Really, if you're going to run an 802, take advantage of the fact that that's a lot of stator volume and get more thrust out of it with bi-blades. They run totally fine. I'm sorry, on tri-blades. These motors run totally fine on bi-blades, but in order to match the performance of the higher KV, lighter weight 702s, yeah, add extra blades, add an extra blade, and you'll have a setup that makes more power, but is also heavier. But those two things will offset one another. So yeah, we're going to do that. This is a Q&A stream as always, and we're going to do a quick little mailbag. Got a package here from Metal Dirt Skin that we'll open up and show off and whatnot. So yeah. Freelojo was first. Not Applicable was next. Stephen Woodruff, Kevin Sumner, Kyle Jeep Adventures, J Spin, Curtis Hayes, FP Avery, Ethan W, Douglas Otwell, Brandon Woodford, Morton Upshot, Kevin Sumner, Brandon Woodford, Frank Nicholas, Matthew B, Brandon McBeans, Adam Weston, Tweet FPV, Bo Weber, Benjamin Schroeder, Northern Tier, Fun Per Volt, Danzilla the Terrible, FPV, J Spin. Hey, if you guys won the giveaways last Monday, you should have your stuff already. FPV messaged that his package arrived, so yeah, the rest of you guys should have your stuff. If you don't have it, give it another couple days, but yeah, let me know if it doesn't show up by, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday. J-Spin, Kevin Sumner, Brandon McBeans, FP Avery, 661 FPV, CMYK is here, Metal Dirt Skin as well, Chomper as well, Adam Weston, Zach, Curtis Hayes, 661, Denzel the Terrible, FP Avery, Sleepy CBR, Brandon Woodford, Douglas Otwell, Curtis Hayes. God, that makes my brain hurt. Jesus, what brain? Ah! Zach! Morton Upshot. I think I got everybody. Scott FPV. What's up, friends? Thanks for coming. Stay a while and listen. And you'll learn something. Tonight. Kevin said, hey, if you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up an orange like this, and I'll know that you're talking to me, and I'll read it and answer it. This is also my full-time job. 69! Ha ha! If you want to see these live streams continue, I'm completely crowdfunded by you beautiful people. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com, and there's a whole bunch of ways that you can support the stream to keep this thing going. This is the stream schedule with a link to YouTube. Patreon, as it says here, definitely helps me out the most. You can join Patreon for as little as $3 a month, which is 7.5 cents per hour of live stream content. Hopefully the next 2 hours are worth 15 cents. If not, that sucks to be me, but yeah, it's okay to be you. So that's good for you. Etsy, there's some fun stickers and hardware you can buy. Buy yourself a Christmas present, yo. Get yourself a Teespring item. Shirts, apparel, all kinds of other nonsense. On Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me. We'll get you flying better, tuning better, building better. Stop buying components that catch fire. PayPal if you want to support me directly without doing a super chat because YouTube will take 30%. We Bleed FP, a whole bunch of affiliate links here. If you're doing an order on the internet, someone has an affiliate link. See if you can find it before you check out. Support that person. They'll keep making cool shit for you to watch. We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HC0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress are the websites that I have affiliate links for. Change your bookmarks to the affiliate links. Change your URL bar suggestions to the affiliate links, and then you won't even have to remember to use them. That's how you support me. Thanks for everything that you guys do. Do the YouTube things as well. It helps me show up and find some new people to indoctrinate into the world of tiny whoops and micros. Good doggy! Good dog! You're a good dog. You hear me? Don't listen to anything that anybody says about you. You're a good boy. You're a very good boy. You're a great dog. You definitely don't eat things that you shouldn't. And yap and yelp and scream and pee. You definitely don't do any of that. All right, now go away. Today is Monday, December 11th. What do you think of that? Kevin Sumner was the first one to tag me. He said $20 says Ciotti doesn't say the date within the first 2 minutes of being on screen post intro. Well, I guess he was right because I said it during the intro and now it's been like 15 minutes. So Kevin was correct. Brandon's Baked Bean says, hey, angle mode in Betaflight 4.5 is a trip. You should try it. What'd they do? I have had absolutely no interest in updating anything beyond 4.3. The new stuff in 4.4, I just don't care about at all. I also don't care about angle mode, if I'm honest. I am curious as to what they did. So there's a chance I won't update anything to 4.5. Yeah, 4.3 is amazing. And it just works. And things that just work get a massive thumbs up from me. Like, unless there's a significant positive change, I don't upgrade stuff just for the sake of upgrading it. And I don't think you should either, because, you know, flight firmware that's been out for a while, it's going to be like 4.3.4, and there's going to be little subtle changes in that last digit to get it like absolutely dialed in. And so sometimes you can avoid problems by just sticking with like the 1 generation old firmware. And if it's not making a significant difference in flight characteristics or quality of life stuff, what's the point? Like even just the time spent updating it is kind of wasted, right? Also, we talked about this yesterday. I want to try to remember to mention this more often, but if you buy a bind and fly rig, for the love of God, don't update it. Leave it alone. Just fly it. Like, you bought it as a bind and fly, so bind it and fly it. If you want to be upgrading stuff, build your own. Like, these are two polar sort of opposites. With bind and flies, there's a chance that the manufacturer has done all kinds of custom stuff for that quad to make it fly really good. And if you update it, you're going to wipe all of that out, and you can cause all kinds of problems, or just, like, worst case scenario, the rig no longer flies. Best case scenario, it flies worse because you've wiped out potential changes that the manufacturer made to the tune, to the filtering, buried deep in the CLI, that help it fly better. So yeah, don't just update for the sake of updating. If you're gonna update, have a reason for it. Have a good reason for it. Don't just like, oh, the new Return to Home looks good on a tiny whoop. Like, no. Tiny whoops don't be returning to home. The GPS unit weighs as much as the whole tiny whoop. There's nowhere to put it. So yeah, if you get a bind and fly, leave it alone. Bind it, fly it. When it breaks, fix it. Just leave it alone. Eventually, you'll learn how to do like dumps and diffs in the CLI, and you'll be able to, and if there is a significant upgrade in an update, you'll learn how to take all of that different stuff. That's what diff is. Diff is for different. Off of the current Betaflight setup, put it into a text document, and then try to push that into the new version of Betaflight. Hopefully they haven't renamed stuff, because if they've renamed stuff, you're going to go to paste it back in, and it's going to give you error messages. But yeah. Why is that? Oh, what? Why does that water taste so weird? Did someone poison me? Poison. There's a really funny scene in Parks and Rec when Ron Swanson and his mom have an Everclear drink off, and Leslie insists on being a part of it, and so she pours some of the moonshine into her coffee mug, and she takes a sip of it and goes, "Poison." It's just absolutely perfect, absolutely great. If you don't watch Parks and Rec, get out, like, shut this nonsense off. That's way better than this will ever be. Bo Weber says, what's up? Bo Weber says, what's up, CiottiFPV and the Gangly Gang? Jay Spin says, effing with the Fractal build tonight. I'm not. They're here. They're just sitting here. But I wasn't planning on screwing around with them tonight, because crash prevention is really not a part of their thing. Hey, I did see a Facebook post that interested me. Every once in a while, someone says something intelligent on Facebook. On the Betaflight Cross AIO, ELRS uses, you're not really going to be able to see it, but ELRS uses like a red, a little red piece of wire for the 2.4 gig antenna, and it's a stiff piece of wire. And the person said that he took a look at Black Box, and so the wire runs like this. And he said at like 80 hertz, which you can't really filter out, he had nasty vibrations with the antenna in the normal orientation. He then took the antenna and put it left to right. He put it diagonal, and then all of a sudden that resonance moved to both pitch and roll. And then he removed this antenna and put like a softer. So the antenna that they put on it is kind of stiff. So he removed this stiff antenna and he put like a more floppy antenna on, and everything went away. All those vibes went away. So yeah, be careful with the Betaflight Cross with this antenna. Try to push the antenna up against something so that it's damped, so that it's not going to sit there and find its own little resonant frequency and cause havoc with your gyro. I have not personally noticed that, but I tend to like push the antennas up against something so that that problem won't exist. And I'm doing that right now with this one. Removing the antenna and putting a piece of wire on there that's tuned to approximately the right length is a pretty good choice too. That'll work. But yeah, just like pushing this antenna up against something should be totally fine. What if I push it? I keep pushing it downwards, but I'm maybe I'll push it upwards. Let's try pushing it upwards. Oh yeah, I can push it upwards and kind of put it in between the Walksnail VTX and the duct. That's pretty cool. I'm digging that. But yeah, just give some mind to it. If you've got a tiny whoop on a Betaflight Cross AIO that's flying like ass and you can't figure it out, might be the antenna. You could also just put a piece of welder on the tip of the antenna and just glue it down to the back of the AIO. That would work too. Anything to just prevent the antenna from sitting there and doing one of these and creating a little bit of a vibration. You wouldn't believe how sensitive the gyros are on these things. Any little nonsense can really cause havoc. So yeah. There you go. Something good came off of Facebook. First time for everything. I'm just going to be fiddling with this. I already fiddled with it. It's good. This is me putting the thing in the place. what do I want? The battery forward, battery back, battery backwards. Okay, so this goes through here. Yeah, this will be cool. I'm actually really excited to put these 802s up in the air. I don't know why. I've tried 802s on 65mm rigs so many times now. Yes, they make more power, but they're just heavy, and the extra weight, it just for where I fly here inside the house, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't need that much extra power. The extra power is nice and all, and I like it, but the extra weight just spoils it. And so, yeah, this is kind of a foregone conclusion here. I'm pretty sure I know what this test is going to be, but it's, maybe not. We retest because we don't remember all the things, and we change as pilots, and we do different moves, and we change our style. And so, yeah, it's a good idea to retest stuff. So that's what we're going to do. This screw is not cooperating. Can you please go into your home, screw? You better not be too good for your home. Answer me. All right, let me get caught up on the super chats. Kevin Sumner says, PP. I don't even have my email running. Email's coming up. What the hell? What is that? Mail, relax. What? There it goes. There it is. Kevin Summerlin with $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, you said the date, making you a Papa proud. Indeed. Thank you, dude. Very cool of you. Curtis Hayes says, I can't find A30 connector 2S batteries anywhere for my new Firefly 2S. Any idea where to buy, or do I have to solder my own? A30 isn't A30 1S? Since when is A30 2S? A30. Oh, God damn it, Chrome. There we go. A30 connector. Yeah, you can't find that because it doesn't exist. A30 is 1S only. For 2S, just go XT30. It's a little bit overkill, admittedly, but it's not that heavy. I really doubt that you're gonna be able to feel a difference in weight between XT30. The only here's the other thing. The only smaller than XT30 connector that there is that would really work well on 2S is a Betaflpv's new, it's like BT 3.0 or something like that. And I don't know, that's a pretty proprietary connector. Just go XT30. I mean, here's the other thing. All of the 2S batteries are going to come with XT30s on them. And I cannot even explain to you how goddamn annoying it is to have to change the connector over on every single battery that you get. It's just silly. It's just a silly thing to do. So, yeah, don't do that. I mean, I guess technically you could use, now that I really think about it, you could use the A30 connector for 2S. It's not really meant for it, so you might have a little bit of extra resistance from doing that, but nothing to stop you from it. I wouldn't recommend it, though. XT30 is what all of the 2S batteries are going to have soldered to them, and it just seems insane to me to try to save 1 gram by resoldering every single battery that you get for that rig. That just seems like a hell of a waste of time to save almost no weight. So yeah, that's going to be my recommendation, is just go XT30. It's really not much heavier. And it's going to future-proof you. If you ever decide that you want to go 3S on that rig, you'll have the right connector for it. A30, you would definitely not want to go 3S on it. It might be able to handle 2S. Hell, it might not be able to handle 2S. I don't know. I've never actually looked at the ratings. So 2S might melt it, or it might just have a significant amount of resistance that kind of spoils the flight performance. Just like that, we are good to go. So yeah, that's going to be my recommendation there. Adam Weston says, I will be flying some Florida beaches with my 5, 6, 7 inch in December and GoPro. Any hints? Don't hit anyone. 5 inch is probably plenty. December, there aren't going to be many people on the beach, so that's a good thing, obviously, in terms of not hitting anyone. Be super respectful, like you're the one there making noise. If someone gets even a little bit upset, just get the hell out of there. Don't even make them say anything to you. Just go. And understand that if it goes down in the ocean, everything but the motors and the frame are gone. Even if you can recover it, which you probably won't be able to, yeah, salt water is going to eat everything electronic in a hurry. So, yeah, careful when you're out over the water. You know, don't go out over the water if you haven't put like 50, 60 batteries through that rig without it desyncing, right? That's one of the best ways to know whether or not you can send a rig out in a totally unrecoverable situation. Is like, when was the last time this damn thing fell out of the air? Also, figure out some landmarks when you first go up in the air so that you can find yourself. You know, if you go far and then you manage to come back past yourself without really hearing it or realizing it, you can just keep going and not know where the hell you are. And then when the battery goes, you'll be 20 blocks away and it'll be hard to find. So yeah, there's some tips for you. Have fun. That's the number one tip. Have fun. Don't hurt anybody. Don't be that guy that ruins it for everyone. Those would be my main tips. Curtis Hayes, no, we got that. Zach says, I want to build a Fractal 75 Max. Was thinking about getting Flywoo 1.6 Baby Nano HD0 bind and fly and just swap the frame. Do you think those motors are enough? Flywoo 1.6 Baby Nano HD0. So my main question is going to be why? Why swap the frame? Why not just leave it? Like, what do you think that the Fractal frame is going to do better than the Flywoo setup? The only thing that I can think of is getting the ducts and or the props out of view. I believe the Flywoo Baby Nano is a toothpick style rig. And thus it's going to have props and probably even motors in the FPV feed. Other than that, that would really, I think, be the main reason the kind of only reason to swap it. I've heard really good things about the Flywoo Baby Nano. Yeah. It's let me take a quick look. Let me see what motors are actually on it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and yeah, they sell a Dead Cat version of this, I believe. Yeah, DC. Just buy this, man. Just buy the Dead Cat version of it. And then there's then I really can't think of a reason to swap, because, yeah, like, but I will answer your question. Robo 1002. Okay, hopefully they're the high KV ones. Don't buy this rig. Don't buy this rig. These motors are worthless. Flywoo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. They put their low KV motor on there. I mean, it's not the end of the world. 19,000, basically 20,000 KV. It's not terrible, but they have a 23,500 KV version of this motor, and they 100% should have put that on here. So yeah, definitely don't buy this. That motor sucks. And I mean, you know, this thing as a bind and fly, it's, you know, it's just a set of motors, an AIO. I guess it's got the HD0 VTX and it's pre-wired and stuff. But I don't know, man. Tiny whoops are so easy to build. Like buying a bind and fly tiny whoop that doesn't have the perfect motors, AIO, canopy, camera doesn't really make much sense, because you can get the perfect AIO, motors, frame, canopy, and put it together in like 4 minutes. So yeah, I would not buy this. These motors are just not high enough kV, especially at like 1002. Like the stator size of this motor and this low ass kV, you would need to put like 4-blade propellers on it, but then the 4-blade propellers are heavy as hell, so the response time is going to suck, so it's going to have shit flight characteristics. So yeah, this is just kind of silly. So what are you looking to do? Like, what are you trying to build? You trying to build an indoor freestyle rig, outdoor freestyle rig, race rig, long range? Like, what's the plan here? And then I can make some suggestions. $30% more power. Then what, motherfuckers? 30% more power than what? A Miata? A cow? What? A blender? State your business. That doesn't make sense. Hi, Bing Bong 42. How are you? I had to type a name in at the go-kart place. I typed in Bing Bong 42. I don't know why. 6x1FPV says, have you seen Nick Burns' teaser video on the Mobula 6 2024? New flight controller, new cam, new 0702 motors on tri-blades, and most importantly, A30 connector. I saw the thumbnail, but I've been busy all day. I haven't had a chance to watch. I'm looking forward to watching it tonight after the stream. I talked to Kevin Sumner messaged me and asked me if I'd seen it right before the stream, and I said no. I said, did you watch it? Like, what do you think? And he does not seem, I don't know. It doesn't seem like, and I trust Kevin. And he was just like, meh, basically. So I don't know. Could be a little disappointing, but I'm looking forward to watching it. 0702s on tri-blades is not a good idea. My guess is that they're putting a lower kV motor on it, and then it's not making any thrust on the bi-blades, and they're going to tri-blades to try to make the thrust back, which is an awful idea. There is so much performance to be had by going with higher kV motors on these tiny whoops, and the bi-blade propellers. The tri-blades just really don't make sense until you get up to like a 603 or an 802. And yeah, so that's a shame. But I don't know, maybe it's great. It's not. I've done so much testing of 702s in all different KVs, with all different propellers, that I just know that that's not the right decision. So that's super disappointing. I'm very confused by that. Like, just when I think that Happymodel kind of gets it, and they're making some higher kV motors and shipping the Mobula 6s with bi-blades, they do this. It's weird. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the AIO is as good or better than the one that we currently have. I will probably be buying a bunch of these AIOs, though, just in case it's not. Like, whenever I hear that thing's coming out, I will stock up on our current Mobula 6 ELRS AIOs, because they're a known quantity. And Happymodel does not do a very good job at making AIOs that function properly. Like, most of their AIOs, other than this one, are junk. So, yeah, I'll be stocking up, and you maybe should too, with that thing coming, because, yeah, the X12 is suspect. The Super Whoop board, there are so many complaints about. Blue Jay, backdating it to Blue Jay 0.16 brought mine that stopped working back to life. But yeah, so many Happymodel AIOs have issues that that scares me that they're changing something. I wish they wouldn't change anything. Stop changing things. You found something good. Sell more of it. Put higher kV motors on it, for God's sakes. Yeah. Oh man, chat is. I can't get. Okay, YouTube just did the thing. Veritas Weasel with a 19.99 super chat. Thank you, homie. He says my antenna popped up and won't go down. I'm assuming that that's a dick joke. If it's not, tag me and give me more to go off of, because I can't make hide nor hair of that other than it being a penis joke. So, if it is a penis joke, I'm into it. Thank you, dude. Super generous. Super generous. Kevin Sumner says, hey, send that PayPal back. Denzel the Terrible says, don't forget your OnlyFanks link. I changed it to say OnlyFanks. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Steve Woodruff says, does anyone still use TinyWhoop Go? I think that's the simulator. I never ended up getting it. But I heard a couple people say it was really good. I think it's more for racing, though. Kevin Sumner also dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Okay, we're getting there. Where are we at here? Veritas Weasel says, bondage and fly is great. What does that mean? Veritas Weasel says, the antenna on your Cinewhoop looks like it's ready to, mate. Where? What? How can you even see the antennas on the Cinewhoops? The antennas are like down against the bottom. I'm missing something. I'm being very dense right now, I'm sure. Demo FPV says, what's up, everyone? Kevin Sumner says, what about a little dab at E6000? Yep, we're good. Veritas User says, I push my... Oh. Okay, now I get it. Veritas User says, I push my antenna upwards and against something. When reaching resonant frequency, I get slapped. Oh, never mind. More dick jokes. Got it. Curtis Hayes says, keep reading comments. All fixed. LOL. Veritas User, thanks again. Zach says, they put the low kV motors on the dead cats. Ultimately, it's cheaper to buy the bind and fly than getting the motors, flight controller, and VTX stuff individually. If the motors are good, right? But these lower kV motors are worthless. You're basically buying 4 bells, and then you're going to have to buy the higher kV motors, and then you're going to have an extra set of bells. Speaking of high kV 1002 motors, you patrons found out about this a day or two ago. Over on rotorriot.com. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine why I pronounce it like that. There is a new champion of KV in the house. The Hype Train Dime 1002 24,000 kV motor. The Flywoo 1002 is 23,500. You're not going to be able to tell the difference in 500 kV, but there is a chance that that Flywoo motor is actually not 23,500. Maybe it's 23,000, maybe it's even 22,000. Or maybe this one is actually 24,500 or even 25,000 kV. So yeah, there's a chance that this motor does make significantly more power than the existing most powerful 1S 1002. So I snagged a set. I needed to get I was doing an order on here for a walk snail light camera, and I wanted to get free shipping, so I threw a set of these motors onto the order. Which kind of reminds me, we used to do this a lot more often, and we haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to just go Hype Train Dime Motor Fund. And what's 13 times 4? 3, 6, 9, 12, 52, 50, 56, call it $60. $60 Hype Train Dime Motor Fund is a thing. that exists. And if you'd like to donate to it, you can do a super chat or a PayPal. And there you go. How you like me now? Wow, that moves slowly. Come on. Whoop, nope, too far. Come on. Man, that's really small. I can barely see that. Oh, right. Right. I gotta change on each one. Oh, God, why? No. No. That one. There we go. What if it, like, disappeared? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I got this. Hold on. Oh, God, studio lights. So bright. Ah! You know. I did kind of need another set of 1002s. No, I didn't. That's just what I tell myself. Zach, thank you for that feedback, Zach. That actually kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean, what they're basically saying is, hey, the Dead Cat version of this rig is for cinematic non-freestyle stuff where you're just going to be floating around. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but you could just do throttle limit on the higher KV motors. Stephen Woodruff with a $15 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, motor number 1. Thank you, dude. Look at us go. Motor number 1 is in the bag, damn it. Is in the shopping cart, damn it. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Where are we at in Chad here? Danzil the Terrible says 4 minutes including binding ELRS. Yeah, true. More like 4 hours when it includes ELRS. Zach says, I want an outdoor cinematic rig that's as big as possible for stability while staying as quiet as possible. Zach, are you by chance from the wing world? In the wing world, bigger means more stable. With quads, it's really not like that. 5-inch rigs are hands down the most stable you're ever going to find, mainly because that propeller size has received more R&D from manufacturers and from us than every other prop size combined. So if the main goal is stability, 5-inch is the way to go for sure. But there's just so much more to it. I've got a service over on Fiverr called Build Planning that you can buy like a half an hour of my time or an hour of my time. We get on a Skype call and I've got 20 some odd questions that I ask you to be able to figure out what the right setup would be for you. And without the answers to those 20 some odd questions, the answer that I would give you to that question will be wrong, guaranteed. Because I don't have anything to go off of. All I have to go off of is that it's a cinematic rig that's going to be used outside and you want stability. And you want it to be quiet. And that's sort of just not enough. And so, you know, I'd like quiet is tough. The amount of noise that a quad makes is roughly just the sum of like how heavy it is and then how many blades are on the propellers that you're running. More blades is going to be quieter. So yeah, things like what camera is it carrying, how long have you been flying, who your favorite pilots are, what are you going to do with the footage after you're done flying. There's just so many things that I need to know to be able to actually make a suggestion that is somewhat accurate. You've probably asked a similar question and had a bunch of people like give you answers before, so you might be like, why the fuck is this guy asking me to tell him more? It's because I actually give a shit about giving you a good answer. I don't want to just tell you what my favorite rig is. I want to actually give you the right answer to your question. So yeah, be careful of, if you ask a question like that, anybody that just gives you a straight answer, because they're giving you a straight answer with no info, so they're giving you a wrong answer. It's not a straight answer at all. It's a crooked answer. So yeah, it's really, really difficult. The entire reason that we spend all of the time and effort and money, not money, but well, yeah, money, because custom building is more expensive than the binded flies. The whole reason to do that is so that you have a rig that's perfect for you. And unless you've got like a really close friend that really knows FPV super well and has flown with you a ton and can kind of read your mind and know exactly what you want, nobody's really going to be able to tell you that without a whole bunch of info from you. So, but yeah, quiet comes from lightweight and more bladed propeller, more blades on your propellers, from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 6. And then stability, 5-inch is going to be the most stable. I think at this point, maybe enough R&D has been done on setups with 7-inch propellers where some of the long-range guys might know a really decent motor and battery combo for 7-inch to make it somewhat stable. I'm not a long-range guy, though, so I'm not totally sure of that. And the long-range footage that I see still needs to be run through image stabilization software, which basically means that it's not all that stable. But that makes sense. Long-range, they sacrifice everything for being able to run longer and go farther. So yeah, that's tough. But it sounds like the main thing that you want is stability, and that's a 5-inch rig. Period. End of discussion. No argument whatsoever. Anybody that wants to argue that is just wrong. Like, they just are. They're heavily invested in 7-inch, and they think and they want more people to come on board and help them continue testing. That's not me. I want to give you the right answer so that you can build something amazing. And yeah, you're not going to find many guys that have been doing this for as long as I have. So yeah, stability equals 5-inch. It's just, we've spent so much time and effort with the weight of 5-inch propellers and the drag of 5-inch propellers, optimizing the motor selection and the all-up weight of the builds. No other prop size is probably ever going to catch up. So yeah, there you go. Morton Upshot says 25,000 kV in the Mobula 6. The new, I'm assuming that Morton's talking about the 2024 Mobula 6. That's okay. 25,000 kV is where things start to get like acceptable. I still really would rather have them gone like 28,000 kV and then just put a throttle limit on, or 30,000 kV. But yeah, I don't know. Demo FPV says, you mean Happymodel could have used your perfect Tiny Whoop build and they didn't? It's just ridiculous. You did the work for them. Yeah, I mean, we're a pretty small group here, though. I'm sure Happymodel has no idea who I am or who any of us are. So yeah, it makes sense that they wouldn't. But it also, I don't think that they would ever go so aggressive on the KV, because as we talk about all the time, these 702, 30,000, 32,000 kV rigs, they're really hard to fly. They're really, 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 really hard to fly. There's nothing stopping them from doing it and just putting a throttle limit on at 80% and just don't say anything about it. Just put the throttle limit on, leave it alone, and those of us that are nerdy enough to really dive in will notice it and be like, oh, more power. So yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating, man. It like, motor output limiting works so incredibly well, and I would actually rather them do it with a throttle limit, but whatever. Kevin Summers says PayPal for Motor 2. There it is. 1002 motor number 2. $15 from Kevin Summer. Thank you so much, homie. Let's get that. Oh, that ain't what I wanted to do. There we go. Thank you, dude. Very cool. You guys are the goddamn best. All right, cool. Let's fly some batteries. This is in place of 6 batteries a day. We're going to do many more than 6 batteries here today. First thing I'm going to do, I don't remember which of these builds has the Meteor65 airframe. Go to hell. I mean, it is pretty strong, but not strong enough. In the bin. I don't remember which of these I turned off crash prevention on. So we're just going to fly them, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you which one crash prevention is turned off on. I'm actually not. This is the one that I just switched over, and the screw holes are in different spots, so I'm not going to put the peak screws on here. I'm going to save them for something else because of how the motors bolt to this frame. There are 2 screw holes on the outside and 1 on the inside, so I would really only want to switch the 1 peak screw out, and that's not enough. That's not going to make enough of a difference. Kevin Summers says, give FPV and others. God damn it. There we go. Give FPV and others may not know a lesson on what crash prevention is and how it works. We're going to, when crash prevention triggers, I'm going to call it out and we'll talk about it. And you'll be able to see what it does, which is kind of cool. And then we'll fly the other rig that doesn't have it, and you'll be able to see the difference. Basically, what it does is it turns on the gyro real quick when it sees a big spike. It turns on the accelerometer real quick when it sees a big spike in the gyro. Big spike in the gyro typically means that you've hit something, and so it's going to turn the accelerometer on to find level, which you would think would be amazing, but I'm not so sure, because in order to make itself level, it has to fire the motors up. So as soon as you smack into something, it pours a bunch of power into the motors, and some weird things can happen, which you're going to see, hopefully. So let's get up in the air, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is the Weebleed crown prototype frame rig. I think this might be the one with crash prevention turned on. Why is the VRX not working? Oh man, come on. All right, we should. Why did that? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Hang on. God damn it. Why did that... Oh my god, OBS, you are such a steaming pile of shit. Why is that? Why would it grenade that? What the hell? Man... all right, well, I need to power cycle the, I gotta unplug this rig, and I guess I need to power cycle the VRX. Oh my god! All right, hold on. I can't believe it took the fucking webcam with it. Why? Why? All right, there's that. So hopefully that'll bring the VRX back up. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. I have to quit out of OBS to get EOS webcam utility working again. So hold on. The stream's going to pause again. I'll be right back. God damn it. Hold on. I'll force quit it just to make sure it doesn't. Okay. All right, come on, YouTube. Don't end the stream on me, please. Type in the chat if I'm back. Should be good to go. Excellent condition, and then green. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. We Bleed FPV crown frame rig. This is on their Screamer 0702 32,500 kV motors. Oh man, I left my goggles on overnight. That's not going well. How did I not hear them beeping? That's weird. I might have just completely demolished this battery that CMYK sent me. Great. I pulled... wait, no, it's charging. All right. Let's see if it comes back to life. All right. This battery's got charge. Here we go. Friendos. It's time. All right. So when I hit stuff, pay attention to what happens. And type in chat whether you think crash prevent. You son of a bitch, you. You dirty bastard. Fall out of the tray! Yay! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a bad doggy. Why is it... What? Oh my god, what is happening? Look out, Teddy. Back up, buddy. Oh, look at that dog. Look at that beautiful dog. Look at that beautiful dog. Beautiful dog. What are you doing? Little dog, what are you doing? What's up, little dog? Are you... Oh, God. Are you gonna let me power loop you tonight? Is tonight the night, Teddy? Teddy Spaghetti, is this power loop night? You gonna let me go under you? Nope. Not yet. Come on. Let me get under there, buddy. Let me get under there. Oh, God! Oh, I'm in my shoes. Oh, I'm in my shoes. Good doggy. You're being a very good boy with the tiny whoops. I love you. There is a stain on the carpet. I am not happy about that. But it was bound to happen. I knew this carpet would get stained before I even had a chance to pay it off. I absolutely knew it. Oh, what the hell was... Oh, it was the... So I knew this was a bad idea. I ran this little, like, Christmassy garland shit between these. I was like, this is a dumb idea, but we had that party. So I said, to hell with it. Where is he? There he is. You let me get under there? Can I get through there, buddy? Oh, nope. I don't want to, like, scare him. He is fearless, this dog. Look at him. It's right in his face. Oh boy. Alright, we'll leave him alone. Alright, so watch what happens when I hit shit. I'm just gonna fly. I'm just gonna fly. Well, I mean, I am hitting stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna fly, and I will naturally hit stuff. And I just want you to notice the behavior. And then we're gonna put the other rig up in the air. And... yeah, hopefully you'll get to see a different behavior. And then we'll kind of try to figure out which is better. Oh man, I was just ever so slightly too shallow on that. Oh! I went through it backwards. That was great. I don't think I've ever done that before. I threw the little flick like really early. Oh god, it's coming towards me. And we're back. Uh-oh. Oh God, why? Where am I? I'm having a seizure. Oh God. Oh God, Teddy, sorry! I didn't know you were there, buddy. Hope I didn't scare him on that one. Teddy Spaghetti! Why do you approach the tiny whoops like that? You look like you're gonna eat them. Alright, so that was the one rig that either has crash prevention on or off. Now we're gonna swap over. Crash prevention is a funny name. It doesn't prevent shit. Oh, it could. It could. Indoors, the distances are so small that like you have very little time to recover. But yeah. I just plugged the battery into the same one. Let's do another battery here so you can really get used to the behavior of this. Uh-oh, Teddy's freaking out now. He's chasing it. Oh God, no, get out of there. Where you at, buddy? Wanna go chase it? Wanna chase it? Is he trying to chase it? Come on. What do you want? Why do you chase it sometimes and not other times? If he was a cat, right now he'd come get it. Cats can't stand when they can see something, and then they can't see something. Oh, fart. Come on. Get off of there. Come on. Oh, wait, what? There we go. See that? Did you notice something? Did you notice something there, too, when it was bouncing into this? Alright, notice that? Alright. You wouldn't have noticed anything there. Or there. You gotta kind of hit. See that? See it? Alright. I mean, at this point, I'm doing it on purpose. Ah! Did you notice something there? That was a big clue. You should have been able to see it on that one. Where am I? What do you think it is? Is this the one with crash prevention on or off? Oh, balls. That would not have told you anything. That hit hard enough where it like freaked all the way out. See it? Did you see it? Oh! Oh! Shit, son! Oh, God! Oh, shit! Oh, God! Oh, why? Ah! Hello! Alright. Teddy Spaghetti! Look at that beautiful arm hair being blown around by the tiny whoop thrust. Oh, brave boy! Oh, I love the bravery, buddy. I love more than the bravery the fact that you didn't eat the damn thing. Come on. Come and get it. Come and get it, buddy. I gotta get you your exercise. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. What the fuck? How did it make that loud of a knocking noise when it hit the ground? Jesus. Woo! Okay. No, Teddy. Stop. Teddy. No. Stop it. Get out of here. Get out of here, dog. He was like nibbling on the throttle stick. Not really, he was nibbling on my fingers. Yeah, doggy. This battery's pretty much done. Oh, God, the stall. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, he's doing it again. Stop it, doggy. Stop it. Get up out of here. Ah! Okay. So, you've got a feel for it. Now we're going to change it. I hope that I hope that this is actually the one that's different. Should be able to tell pretty quick. Let's see. If it's not, we'll get the 802 rig motors spinning in the right direction. Look at the stain, man. Look at the stain. Come on now. Come on. Come on with that. I don't know what it's from either. It's just like darkened. This is the AIO with the VTX that's going bad. It weirdly gets better when you start flying it. I don't understand it at all. This feels like ass. Why is the battery dead? What the fuck? Oh god. I think oh no, where'd you go? Where'd it go? Oh, thanks, buddy. It was in front of the dog. Why was this battery not... Oh, I took the battery off the one and I put it onto the other. That's why. That'll do it every time. Okay, here we go. Here's an actually charged battery. Yeah, it's not wet. I checked it, Morton. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. This dog will be the death of me. I will die because of this dog. He will do something... Oh boy. Why is it doing that? Look out, buddy. Back up. Thank you. Why did it just oscillate like that? That was so weird. Now it's fine-ish. See it? Stop. Please. Please. Believe it or not, this usually gets him unstuck. Why is the dog is like, what the fuck? These things used to be docile. Now they're crazy. Oh my god, this is... I'm gonna start to get really angry in a second. Yes. These motors are beat, man. These are these Tiny Whoop 32,000s that have been on this rig forever. They are just obliterated. That won't tell you anything. This AIO can't die soon enough. This is the AIO that has a hard time turtle moding. There we go. Oh my god. Can you just leave me alone for 14 seconds so I can fly? Oh my god. Okay. Oh god. See it? See it? Ah! Uh-oh. We good. Oh, come on! Yeah, it's hard to fly this rig at this point. These motors are so beat. I might need to retire these motors and just get another set of the Screamers. This is just brutal. So, in the chat, say if you think... Oh my god. If you think this is crash prevention on or off. Oh, no! This rig flies awful, my god. Just fly right at your head. Oh, yeah. Right, let me put another battery on here. That was a terrible display of donkey. Nah, Kestrel, I have crash prevention dialed in perfectly. It really is like I spent so much time dialing in. It is as good as it's ever going to get. So both of these rigs have it on. When you see me hit the ceiling inverted and it all of a sudden like immediately levels itself perfectly out, I can't do that. None of us can do that. These both have crash prevention turned on, which means that this one has it turned off. So, but I just changed the motors on this, so it probably needs to go into Betaflight. I doubt that these motors are spinning the right direction. So let's put this into Betaflight real quick, get the motor spinning the right direction, and then I'll fly this. And actually, what I should do is plug one of these other ones in and turn it off, because this is going to be, with these different motors, this is going to be so different. But I'm already in here, so let's just go. Motor 1 is right. Motor 2 is wrong. Motor 3 is right. Motor 4 is right as well. That's weird. Out, out, out. Wow, it's never just one motor that's wrong. That's super weird. Let's just double check them. Out, 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 out. Good to go. And now let's just check the RPMs real quick here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. You want to see similar RPMs between all four motors. For Christ's sakes. All right. 64,000. 60,000. 60,000. 60,000. Let's check that first one again. 60,000. That little 64,000 was probably like a little bit of an overrun from it winding up. It probably like wound up and it had that momentum and it like overspun or something like that, I guess. I don't know. Cool. Motors are spinning in the right direction. In theory, the PID tune will be okay. About to find out. Here we go. And okay. 0802 with 30,000 kV. Let's get some. Oh wow, they sound, the tri-blades sound so wispy. Fuck. Ignore that. Yeah, it feels heavy on the 802s. Even these are the lightweight 802s, but it still feels fat. Oh god, it's gonna eat that green and red shit. God damn you. These are the T-motor tri-blades. God damn it. Stuff, really hard hits like that, crash prevention ain't gonna do shit. Whew! Forgot about that wire, and I just like jammed a bunch of roll in there, and unbelievably it worked. Crash prevention ain't gonna help with that either. Hold on. Nope. Gotta try to get it to hit the ceiling. Let's start doing power loops. Oh, yeah. Ooh, we go upstairs. Woo! Oh! Who's in here? Everybody? Everybody in here? Can I get through the little gap here? Oh! Ah! I'm in the bowl! I'm in the bowl! Can I get through the bowl? Oh, fuck. I don't think I'll fit through there. Ah! Ah! Oh boy, it really sagged there. That was weird. Down we go. Woo! Oh! Just barely caught it. Oh god, ah! Alright, hold on. See it? Yep, this is the one without crash prevention. So it hit the ceiling just like every other rig that you've ever flown, right? Like it maintained its... See? And in that case, when it hit the ceiling, it nosed it down, and the crash prevention did not turn on to correct itself. So the question, but here's the thing, right? Like, there are situations where, and this is why in order to do this test, I have to just fly. There are situations where crash prevention will hurt. And so the question becomes, how often does crash prevention help versus hurt? And that's going to be hard for me to show you when this one rig is on these 802s. Look at the runtime with these 802s. It's so short. Jesus. Yeah, so I just need to kind of fly. That flies okay with the 802s. I don't know. It's too different than what I'm used to. Like, yeah. All right. So let's put one of these. Let's put the Tiny Whoop cockroach framed rig. Let's turn crash prevention off. And this will give me a chance to show you how to turn crash prevention on. So in here, you're gonna go into the CLI. And you're going to type get crash. And now that's going to show you all of the different crash anything CLI commands. Crash flip motor percent, crash flip expo, crash D threshold, crash G threshold. And I have these all custom dialed in. The default for crash G threshold, for example, the default is 400. I crept it up to 600. Crash D threshold, the default is 50. I have it up at 80, right? So I have this like all dialed in for the way I fly, for the way I crash, stuff like that. But there is a command in here. There it is. Crash recovery equals crash underscore recovery equals on. So we are just going to set this to off. It'll remember everything else. So we're going to type set space crash recovery equals on, and we're going to change it to off. It's going to convert it. It's going to confirm it and say crash recovery set to off. And then we're going to save. And that's it. The default settings are pretty good. You might not need to change the default settings. I did. It was activating too often, I believe it was. So, yeah. Let's now fly a rig that I'm familiar with crash prevention turned off. This will be like the proper kind of test, to be honest. So this is the wrong rig. I just put a battery on the wrong rig. Hold on. Kevin Lee says, do you put your batteries on the charger to bring up the storage voltage after flying? I do not. Typically, if I land at like 3.4 or 3.5, they will bounce back to almost storage voltage. So I don't need to do that usually. When I over discharge them down to like 3.2, I'll usually put them directly onto the charger. As an example of that, I've flown 4 batteries so far, putting them on the charger. This one, the one that I just flew, has already bounced back to 3.77. The one before that has bounced back to 3.74. The one before that has bounced back to 3.74. And the one before that has bounced back to 3.77. So yeah, close enough. Close enough to storage voltage. Okay, crash prevention off on an 0702 rig. I mean, that right there, like just slapping it on the ground. Okay. Slapping it. Oh, wow. Why is it... What are you doing? I think it's maybe... Yeah, I'm slapping it on the ground too hard. Like, that is not crash prevention. Ow! Oh, that quick... Jesus Christ. Oh, can you please... Oh my God, what the fuck is happening? Leave me alone! Oh my God, fucking light the world on fire, please! Jeez, fucking hell. Oh man, this thing flies like shit. These motors are ruined. I gotta... This is awful. Oh man, okay, maybe okay. I'm blaming the rig, but in there though, that was no crash. Oh, this is okay. Oh God. Okay. I think I'm gonna turn crash prevention back on. I'm trying to find a situation where a lack of crash prevention is a good thing, but I'm just having such a hard time flying. Oh my God! Everything just got knocked over. Hold on. I don't even. Oh my God! Really? It knocked all these motors? What the fuck? How did it? Oh man! You know. Hang on. Where did it even? Where did it even knock the motors to? Where did they even go? Yep, there's one. There's another one. Jesus. Oh God. Damn it. Come on now. What the hell's that doing there? What even is that? This is like a white power brick sitting on there. What? What is this for? Oh, what are you? What? Okay. Oh God, the quad's still on. Good. Melt, you piece of shit. I think I got all the motors. 3.7. A little bit left. Oh! This rig flies so bad at this point that I think I'm going to turn crash prevention off on the other one. Well, no, hold on. Let's all right, let's do this. I'm going to go back to the other rig that has it turned on. Now, at this point, 2 of the rigs have it off. One of them has it on. I'm going to fly the one that has it on, and we're just going to kind of keep track of when crash prevention helps versus when it hurts, and that's how we're going to figure it out. Metal, when you say are those desyncs, was that when it was smacking against the ground? If so, I don't think so. Although maybe, I don't know. These, man, I have beat these AIOs so hard that like it's really hard to tell what the hell's happening. My God, this flies so much better. These motors here probably have like 50 batteries on them. The motors on the rig I was just flying probably have 500 batteries on them. So it's a super unfair comparison. But, I mean, I've been trying to get replacement Tiny Whoop 0702 3200s for like 4 or 5 months, and they haven't been in stock. Jesse said they were coming in last weekend, and I was refreshing the website, but they never popped up as in stock. So I don't know if maybe they didn't come in. Apparently a bunch of the snowblower motors came in, and I didn't see them, so I wasn't able to get an extra set of them. Okay, face first. Okay, so crash prevention. It is turned on this rig. And I'm just going to call out when it... There it is. That turned on. That was it. And it maybe kind of... It maybe kind of saved me, was what I was trying to say. So 1-0 crash prevention rules. Yeah, I think like when crash prevention screws me over, it's like, I should turn it off. But then like the next 15 times that it helps me, I don't, it's that whole like you're more likely to complain than you know what I'm saying. Stuff like that is unavoidable. Crash prevention will not help or hurt that. See? Okay, so there it was. It definitely turned on there, and that was an example of crash prevention not helping me. I would have probably recovered, because the problem with the problem with crash prevention is that it makes the quad go off of set point. And as soon as the quad goes, flies itself off set point, it's completely unpredictable. So I don't know what inputs to put in, right? So in that last crash, we hit the side of this, and it did that. And so I was trying to push... I was trying to push the quad back, but I was not in control. Crash prevention was pulling it back. And then when crash prevention got it back to level, it then gives it back to me. And then I, at that point, have to go, okay, well, now what, right? And then so you have to mentally go through, because in your mind, when crash prevention takes over, you're like, fuck, I just have to wait. And then once you get control again, there's a little bit of enough of a delay where, you lose you just lose it. And when you're flying inside, it's really, really difficult to catch these crashes because the distances that we're flying in are so drastically compressed, right? When we're flying outside with, when we fly outside with a quad that is... let's say a foot bigger than this, we shoot gaps that are 40 feet wide. Well, then you come into the house and yes, this quad is much smaller than anything you would fly outside, but it's only this much smaller, and the gaps go from 40 feet to 40 inches, right? It's the scale, the size of the quad does not scale properly with the size of the gaps that we're trying to shoot. Which is why flying inside the house is goddamn impossible. Because, flying down a hallway that's this wide with a friggin' thing in the air that loves to just kind of slide around, it's really difficult. Really, really, really difficult. So, yeah, there are these moments where crash prevention intervenes and it just fucks me up. And I can't catch the crash because it was on. Those are the moments that stick out and make me go, oh, I need to fix this. All of the times that crash prevention helps me don't stick out as much. I just, oh, cool, we're good. Keep flying, right? Because I'm immediately, trying to figure out the next thing that I'm going to do. So, let's just play this game a little bit more. Ooh, a little bit more, and we'll keep crashing. Okay, yeah, see, it's not going to help there. Oh, man, I knocked them off. Well, that's cool. I'll put something Christmassy up there in its place. Ooh! Alright, so that was actually... Okay, so it turned on twice there. I was kind of all over the place, though, so I don't really even... Oh, God, I love that fucking power loop. Yeah, there was too much going on. I don't know what the hell... fuck. I don't know what the hell happened there. trying to do hard. Yeah, see, when you hit stuff really hard, it just doesn't have a chance. Where the fuck am I right now? There's the I'm on. Where? What? What am I? Oh, those are the PSVR 2 goggles. I was like, what over here is white like that? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. What's happening? Why do I keep saying that? Hey, here we go. Okay, so it turned on a couple times there and completely confused the hell out of me. That so I think we're now like 2-to-1. It confusing me versus it helping me. There was too much going on. Oh! Too hard of a hit for it to help. Oh no, Charlie Brown Tree! Why you gotta do me like that? Oh my god, the power of these motors. Jesus. It just took that forward momentum. It was like, nah, we good. You stop now. See, there it turned on again. And it might have just hurt me again. It might have hurt me again on that one, but I'm not totally sure. Sometimes I can tell you for certain that it disrupts me so much. See, there it helped me though. 100% it helped me there. 100%. Alright, let's just keep going. I think it helped me there. I'm pretty sure it helped me there, actually. It would have helped me there, for the record. If it had stayed together, that was a perfect example of where crash prevention would have saved me. Woo, shit. Ah, damn it. I want to hit one of those... I want to fail one of those power loops like that and have it not hit so hard to show you. Because it's fucking magic. It just whips you right back over and like you're good to go. You know what I think it is? When crash prevention engages when I'm going fast, it messes me up. When it engages when I'm going slow, it helps. Why won't it? What the fuck, dude? Turtle mode over, you piece of shit. What are you doing? What? Alright, well, the battery is going to get damaged if I keep doing it, so I guess I'm taking the walk. What is wrong with... Oh, it's all the way under the couch. What? How does that even happen? Alright, so I think we're roughly 50-50 at this point. I think we're somewhere, and I think now that I'm kind of going through this little exercise here, I can't get this battery unplugged. God damn it. So much for this battery. That's going to pull this thing down to Chinatown. Yeah, it already is. 3.18. This battery is done. God damn it. And this is an A30 connector. I was hoping that these A30 connectors wouldn't do this shit where they get fucking jammed on here. There we go. God damn it. That is really frustrating. I'm going to put this right on the charger. Maybe it's... Oh, and it's a newer battery too. Damn it. Oh boy, 2.8 volts. Yeah, that battery's done. Game over, man. That's a shame. All right, let's just keep going. This A30 connector is now all mangled from the screwdriver. Oh well. Kevin Sumner says, that's sampling bias at work. That's what it's called, sampling bias. Notice it more when it fails, less when it works just fine. Yep. MDNFPV says, how did you stream the analog picture? It's like a $25 box from Amazon. You should be able to find it with ROTG. Hold on. No, it's no longer called ROTG. So if you just search Amazon for like USB analog VTX, it's actually a it's not actually a VTX, but if you just search for that, it'll work. This is it. Super simple little box, 30 bucks. It's actually a receiver. It's a VRX. Well, let's see. Hold on. What if we search for VRX? I think I've tried this before and it doesn't find it. Yeah, you search for VRX and it doesn't find anything. Search for receiver. USB analog receiver. No. Oh, yeah, I mean, eventually it's there. But if you search for VTX, it's the first hit. Even though it's not a VTX. Oh, shit. It might only be the first hit because I've bought it before. But, yeah, that's what it is. I actually have the dual antenna diversity version of it, but I'm going to switch back to the single antenna version because I think that might be where the blinking comes from that you guys are getting. And then once you click on this one, there's probably a link. So here you go. So here's the link to the diversity one. I would not get the diversity one, though. It doesn't seem to help, and it might be worse. But yeah, there you go. Here's the... Do me a favor. I have a Amazon affiliate link over on CiottiFPV.com. I just dropped the link to it in the chat. Hit my affiliate link before you check out if you buy that thing. And then do that every single time you order from Amazon. And I'll make some money off of you. And it'll be great. I'll spend that money on things, and we'll test them, and we'll get more feedback. All right, let's just keep going. We've talked here and there about crash prevention, but I'm realizing that we never really dug into it. And I'm really glad that we're doing this. This actually wasn't even really my idea. I think somebody in chat, there it is. That was it. That was crash recovery right there. I didn't do shit. I was I was zero throttle. It slapped the ceiling, flipped itself right side up, and came out. So, in theory, it saved me from a crash. But here's the thing that I haven't talked about yet, that just reminded me of. Maybe it would have bounced off the ceiling just fine and just come down into a power loop. So, technically, there it is again. That was it turning on again. So that's this other part of it, right? Where like, if it would have just bounced off, then it looks, when it triggers, you're like done. You've like basically bailed. It bailed for you. And so, that was like no longer a power loop. It was me crashing into the ceiling and then quickly recovering back right side up, right? If it had just bumped off the ceiling, and although that does look kind of cool, it kind of does look like I'm doing it. It could have just bumped off the ceiling and just went through the gate, and I could have just flown it away, right? That's where I'm kind of, and that's where I need to fly this rig with it turned off. So, hold on, how many batteries do I have left? Oh, you son of a bitch, you. How many batteries do I have left? You! I have this many batteries left. Shit, that's just one battery that I have left. But that's okay. Last battery will be with it turned off. And then I'm going to leave it turned off, and I'm going to fly it 6 batteries a day without crash prevention. And what we need to try to look for is the situations where I hit something and I do recover. So I guess, what I was about to say is, what we need to just do is look at how many times I hit things and how many times I recover and how many times I don't. But we can't do that because there are plenty of times that crash recovery turns on and I still don't recover. Oh, that was just the worst flying on Earth. Oh no, oh God, no. Oh, mistakes were made. There it is again. Can you see it? Can you guys see it turn on? It's easy for me because the rig goes off set point. The rig does something that I'm not telling it to do, so it really stands out to me. This battery's dead. I wonder if you guys can see it. I think there's this rig's got jello now. I think there might be garland tangled up in the motors because it's not flying quite right. Could just be the battery being dead though. I wonder where the jello is coming from. Well, there is a chip taken out of the end of this propeller, so that's going to be my guess. How are you looking, motors? Let me just real quick off camera here make sure that the motors don't have red garland in them. Now they're fine. They're fine. Okay. The battery's just coming down. All right, I'm going to turn crash prevention off. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of the only rig that flies decent at this point. So it's kind of perfect because this is the one that I'm going to be flying the majority of the 6 batteries a day on. So here we go. Here we go. Come on. Betaflight. Okay, hold on. And CLI. And we're going to do get crash. Crash recovery equals on. I'm just going to highlight this and change it to off. 80, 50, D threshold, G threshold. Yeah, and I have the crash prevention settings the same between these two. Set crash prevention equals off, save. Okay, cool. So let's take a look with this last battery and see what's going on here. See if I can really notice a difference. Kevin Sumner wondering if BT 2.0s will stop binding with contact grease. I bet you they would. I'm trying to think if I have any of that shit. I've seen that stuff before. Alright, this rig is not flying right because one of the propellers is hitting the ducts. That is kind of the problem that I'm having with this Weebleed Crown prototype number 2 frame, is that the ducts are coming out of round. Oh man, it's hard for you to see it, but this duct is like a super oval at this point. So I gotta really bend this duct back straight or this propeller won't stop hitting it. This frame is doing way better than the Meteor65 Air. The Meteor65 Air frame had this exact same problem. And yeah, this one's doing way better, but this one's not doing anywhere near as good as the Cockroach frame. And the Cockroach frame is just amazing. The duct design is so much better than any of the other frames that are out. It's really, really cool. It's really good. All right, so this now has crash prevention turned off. See? So it did not right itself, and it just kind of bounced off. But it did. So there's 2 in a row where crash prevention would have put me upright. There's another one right there, and I crashed on that one. So there was an example of this is better this way. Crash prevention would have screwed me on that one. That was too hard, and it started flailing, so it wouldn't have mattered on that one. Please. Hey, hitting down and dirty on the couch, coffee table area there. Oh! There we go. And, alright, so, I mean, I crashed that. There is a chance that crash prevention would have helped me on that one, but there was a lot going on. It was kind of like ping-ponging around. Okay, crash prevention would have helped me there. For sure it would have helped me. I couldn't... So what happens a lot of times is when you hit something, it changes the orientation of the quad. Like that. And although that kind of started spinning... Let me come back here and give you guys a visual on this. So, a lot of times, when you hit, you're coming in like this, you hit something, and it instantly puts the quad like that. I now have to figure out my orientation and figure out what I need to do to get the damn thing with thrust going downwards again to not crash. And then I also need to manage whatever momentum that it's got. That's really hard to do. Crash prevention makes that easier because it gets you vertical, and then you just need to deal with the momentum. So in the cases where it hits something and it rotates enough that your brain can't process the instantaneous, and that's kind of it going off set point, right? In a way, not really, but hopefully you understand what I mean when I say that. So yeah, I guess that's the core of whether or not, there's an example of it. I hit the gate, it nosed down like crazy, and I'm just not quick enough to be like, oh, it's nose down, I need to pull back on the stick, give it throttle. It's got downward momentum, I gotta give it more throttle. So that's really at the core of, there's another example. Maybe. There was a lot going on. I remember when I turned crash prevention on, I seriously felt like it made me crash less. And I still do think that was actually a desync, or it might have hit that invisible wire. I still do think that's true, but my curiosity is how often, because it makes you bail. It's an artificial bailout, and it's no longer a power loop anymore. It's a failed trick that you just didn't happen to hit the ground for. And I believe that what I'm seeing is that it's really, really, really helpful. It feels like there's only a couple times here and there where I hit something and it doesn't it doesn't change the orientation of the rig so much that that I can actually make the correction myself, right? Like, crash prevention is acting as a much faster than I can react, like much faster helping hand. And it's just making it realistic for me to be able to catch it from hitting the ground. And what I think I also just realized is it hitting the ground is way more annoying and jarring than it screwing me over on one or two moves and leveling me back out. And like sometimes it almost kind of looks cool. Like when it, on those power loops, when it was flat bottoming inverted against the ceiling and the crash prevention was going yup as it went through the gate, like that's fucking cool looking. And there's just like, we would have to plan that, right? Like, crash prevention is happening in probably milliseconds. Like, it's triggering probably in milliseconds. We need a quarter of a second, right? Human reaction time is a quarter of a second. So it flat bottoms the ceiling, and there's a quarter of a second before I'm going to even start, I believe, fixing it. So as humans, we would have to, with crash prevention off, we would have to pre-plan it. On the pitch back and throttle application, I would have to realize, shit, I'm throwing it too hard. I would have to plan, okay, it's going to hit the ceiling. This is my roll stick thumb, right? Hit the, like, just wait for it to, or just pre-pull the roll stick because of the latency in the system and just, you know, our brains being slower than dirt. Yeah. So could you guys see it in the flying? It was kind of hard because the rigs were flying kind of weird. You could really only, the last three batteries where it was all on this rig. Let's redo this Wednesday night. We'll fly 6 or 8 or 10 more batteries Wednesday night. We will redo this with this same rig over and over and over again. And I'll just turn crash prevention on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Or I'll do like 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2 off. And we'll take a look. And that'll be a much better way to do it. I should not have... I forgot that this thing was flying so bad. because these motors are so old. And yeah, this is on wacky motors. So yeah, let's wait and we'll revisit. That being said, we're gonna. I can tell. I can tell what's going on. It's crash prevention helps. Guess what time it is? I stole that from Mighty Car Mods. Go subscribe to their channel. It's the best car channel on the internet. Metal Dirtskin with a USPS priority envelope. I know what this is because we were just talking about it the other day. These are... He designed some Grinderino prints, namely front camera mounts. Although this is a little chin protector, which is awesome. And that says thin on it. That's dope. So I bet you there's a thick one. Yep, there's the thick one with 2 C's, as it should be. And then these 3 are camera mounts with different offsets, rearward, off of the front standoffs. So we've got 7.5, 9.5, and 5.5. So we'll compare the 9.5 and the 5.5. That'll be the most drastic. And you can see that one of them is putting the... God, you can't see shit. Hold on, I gotta take them out. One of them is going to push the camera farther into the frame, and the other one is going to leave the camera farther forward. On the Grinderino frame, the way that the top plate was designed, this becomes really important because the top plate is showing up in like all of the everybody's flight footage, and it's driving, and that shit would drive me absolutely bananas. I hate... Like, props in view is one thing, top plate in view just makes me want to cry. So you can see this one is going to push the camera farther forward, right? Because the standoff, the front of the frame is here. The camera is pointing out this way. So yeah, this is going to have the camera closer to the standoff. This is going to have the camera farther away from the standoff. You might be asking yourself, why wouldn't you just always put the camera as close to the standoffs as far forward as possible? Because the cameras are expensive, and when you hang them out the front like that, you can smack them on the concrete, and they do not survive that. So you want to pull the camera in as much as you can to protect it, but when you do that, you can potentially get top plate in view. And the reason why the Grinderino has an issue with this is the design. It was literally a design thing. I would love if they would... This is a case of form over function. Not on purpose. Like, I think this maybe just got missed or something, but the design of the frame has all of these... The frame is gorgeous, right? And it's got all of these 45-degree angle cuts in the corners, right? 45, 45, 45. The frame has like a really cool look to it and a really cool style, right? So they continued that style onto the top plate, and it looks really cool. But the way you actually want to design a top plate, having this carbon on the inside here, this is what the camera is seeing out of the corner of its little camera eye. You want this top plate to be the opposite way around. You want the farthest forward point to be on the outside because of the way that the camera field of view, the cone of field of view works. So yeah, on this frame, this carbon comes into view on like damn near all of the flight footage I think that I've seen, and I just can't have that, man. That's no, I can't be looking at little teeth on the top of the camera view all the time. That's gonna absolutely drive me out of my mind. As an example of like the other way, I don't have an example of the other way, but yeah, you don't want that material here. You at least you want like no difference inside to out. You just want as little carbon as possible in this part up here because the cone of field of view. So yeah, you want to like round it off like this or make it like longer on the outside. By making it jut forward, it takes the impact, which is a good thing in front end collisions. But for me at least, not at the sake of yeah, see, like every single frame just kind of does that same thing where they just end the frame up here, right? There's just no extra protrusion on the inside there. There's no extra protuberance on the inside. And again, the Granderino frame has that extra carbon on the inside here, which is the problem. But it makes it really strong. You bash this thing into something, and that extra little bit of carbon there is going to potentially hit and maybe save the camera. But then, you know, we play this game where it's like, well, shit, I can't have that in my view, so I need to push the camera farther forward. Well, now, I mean, you could push it so far forward that if you hit flat like this, now you break the camera. So you're paying Paul to feed Piper and Mary the bagpiper. You know? In the Bible? I don't know anything about religion, nor will I ever. Let me get caught up on chat, and then we're going to wrap up. Metal Dirtskin, thank you for these, dude. Very, very cool of you. They're black, like my soul, and like death metal, so they'll look dope on there. Yeah, I can't wait to see which of those offsets is actually the best, too. Ooh, I'm way behind on chat. Hold on. Kevin Lee says, oh, we got that. Here we go. Ben Anderson says, I figured when you hit something, you get a RPM spike in one or more motor, and that's when it happens, whether desyncs or just the motors otherwise being trashed. This is when I was bouncing it on the ground. That could be true. When it bounces, the PID loop goes bananas, and it's gonna go pretty much full throttle to try to figure out what the hell's going on. So it could be going full throttle, and then one of the motors is desync, and that's why it's doing that little pirouette. All of these AIOs are so beat to hell and old that yeah, it could totally be that. I'm not that far behind. Here we go. Morton says, there were several times it saved you that you didn't catch. I think you are 7-3 in favor. Kevin, we got that. William Loesch says, you've probably already talked about it, but what do you think of the Mobula 6 2024 update? Nick Burns video from today. I haven't had a chance to watch the video today. We did talk about it earlier. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper puts timestamps up. I'm sure it'll be in the timestamp. Check back in like a day or two if you really want my little rant that I did. But it doesn't... From what Kevin Sumner told me, it doesn't seem like it's groundbreaking. It could be even a step in the wrong direction. So I'm not excited, but I don't know. I'll probably stock up on these AIOs just in case they go away before that thing comes out. Morton Upshot says, seems like the rates are low on recovery. You drop quite a bit before it's right side up. I would expect it to snap back quicker. So that is one of the settings in the CLI, and I have it slowed down so that it looks better slowed down. It almost looks like I did it. But B, it just allows me to kind of see what the hell's going on. Initially, it would come around so quick. It was just as bad as the rig smacking into something and just immediately changing direction. So yeah, it allowed me to kind of wrap my head around what the hell was going on, and I was able to then like, because it's coming around in a way that I'm like, okay, here it comes, and now it's right side up, and yeah, I don't know, I like it, but you can adjust that's one of those settings in the CLI. That's why I showed you. That's why I told you to type get crash rather than get crash _ recovery, because when you type get crash, it shows you all of the options and you can start reading through them and trying to figure out what the hell they mean, because they are a little cryptic, but read them a couple times, really think about them, and they'll, yeah, and just change them and then fly it and you'll see the difference. CiottiFPV says, what do you think about the Happymodel CrossF4? I just put one into this, which I haven't put up in the air yet, so I can't say anything yet, but hopefully it's fine. There's a huge problem with it, though. The USB port that they put on it is really long for some reason, like abnormally long. So the only frame that the Cross really fits properly in without the USB port being in the way of the battery, which is really bad, is the OG Meteor65 frame, which is still one of the best frames, arguably the best frame that there is. So it's not the end of the world, but like if you try to put a Happymodel Cross AIO into like a Fractal frame, you're gonna have a bad time. The USB port is super long. If you try to put it into any of these new extra lightweight frames that are tucking the batteries up closer for a little bit less plastic, you're gonna have a bad time. The USB port's just too long. So yeah, anything other than the Meteor65 frame, get the Betaflight CrossF4. Good question. Metal Dirtskin says, let me know how those fit. I did it based on the dimensions, but I don't have the camera to check it with. We'll do. CiottiFPV says, and what VTX would you use it with? Huh? What VTX would you use it with? What's it? What VTX would you use it with? What were we talking about? We were talking about the Happymodel Cross, which has a VTX built. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Oh, okay, the Happymodel Cross. Which VTX would you use it with? I mean, walk snail VTX. I wouldn't. I don't run the Cross AIOs because they don't have VTXs in them, and that's silly. Running an external VTX is only necessary for racing. For freestyle, there's no reason to do that. It's just extra weight and complexity. So yeah, that's why the Hummingbird CrossF4 is so interesting, because it's a lightweight Cross AIO, but it has the VTX built in. So yeah, I think that answers your question, Scott. That's about all I got for you this afternoon, my friends. Oh God, yikes. Any other questions? Hurry the hell up. Otherwise, I'm gonna shut it down. We'll be back Wednesday. Fly this around a bunch. I'm gonna pull these motors off of this. These motors have they've just had their day. No, I'm not. I am gonna oil these motors on the next live stream on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna fly a battery on this rig with old haggard motors that I was about to say that I'm going to remove and throw in the garbage can. We are going to put some Tiny Whoop. What's it called? It's got such a good name. Jesse's a fucking genius, man. Jesse is just the absolute best. I think it's called Tiny Whoop Lube. Searching for lube. Oh, no, it's not. It's just called motor oil. That's right, motor oil. Oh, yeah. I have the magnet. He sent me a magnet of this logo at some point. We are going to Tiny Whoop motor oil these haggard old, beat up, banged up, bent, smashed, crashed, thrashed for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of batteries. 0702 32,000 kV motors, and see if the Whoop Lube motor oil brings them back to life. It does say Whoop Lube there. I'm not crazy. I knew it. I knew there was Whoop LHOOB. Nice. I didn't realize that, but yeah, Whoop Lube. Yeah, we're gonna see if lube will bring these motors back to life. I've talked about this in the past. That's a question that I get once a month. Do you grease or oil your bearings or bushings in the case of these tiny little 0702s? And I always explain that don't do it until the motors are shot to shit. When you're about to throw the motors away, use the grease or the oil or the lube to see if you can get a little bit of extra life out of them. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm so glad that I remembered that. I'm. You ever like get older and then you like forget everything, and then like it gets so bad that like if you remember one thing, you're like, fucking A, yeah! Yes! I'm not that old. I'm not dead yet. CiottiFPV says, yes, it does. Thank you. You're certainly welcome. CMYK with the last comment of the live stream. He says, do you know where to get the replacement bushings for 0702 brass washer, thin nylon washers? I do not. Wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Fucking Tiny Whoop has them, yo. If they're not on the website, ooh, but they are. Oh. This is twice in a row. Twice in a row that you've gotten to see me remember something that I would have thought that I would have forgotten. I might be 42 years old, but I'm not dead yet, damn it. Here they are. Send Jesse a message and ask him if he has any of these floating around. If he doesn't, let me know. I have a bunch. I don't have like enough for everybody, but I have enough for, you know, the person that has done thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of graphic design for me for free. So, yeah. If you've look, I'm just gonna be honest. If you've contributed in a huge way to CiottiFPV, ask me for favors, please. Like, there are so many people that are like huge mega supporters that just never ask me for anything, and I don't like feel bad, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody helps you out a ton, and then they ask you for help, you're like, yes, thank God, it was killing me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Ask for and on a serious note, ask for help more often, men. Asking for help is not weakness. Asking for help is incredible strength. And I know that sounds very like hallmarky, but if you really dig down into that and you like maybe in therapy for years, like work through some stuff with that, it's a real thing. Not asking for help and just like, I'll just do it. Like, that's actually the easy way out, right? Like, we think about it on the other side. Well, it's going to be so much work for me to do these damn dishes. But the mental load is much more than the picking dishes load up. You know what I'm saying? So ask for help more. It feels really good. Think of it this way too. When you help someone, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel awesome to help someone else out? Give someone else that opportunity. Share that. Share that with everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Here's your what Ciotti learned in therapy this week for the week. Thanks for hanging, friends. CiottiFPV.com. Click all the buttons or I'll die. I love you. I'll see you Wednesday night. We will test crash prevention more, and we will oil up these motors. I'm gonna forget about the motor oiling thing, so I will get the oil out and put it next to the Tiny Whoop. I'm actually going to use skateboard oil because it came with this skateboard bearing oil because it came with this infinitely fine tipped applicator, but the viscosity of this skateboard bearing lube is pretty much identical to the Whoop lube. Jesse sent me a bottle of the Whoop lube a while back, and I noticed that it was pretty much the same as the skateboard lube that I had, and so I gave the Whoop lube away in a giveaway, since I just, you know, like, this much will last till the dawn of time because you add like a fraction of a drop to these bearings, or bushings in this case. So yeah. Thanks for hanging, friends. I love every single one of you. Click some buttons, do some cool things. I'll see you Wednesday. We'll do some testing. What was the other thing I wanted to do? Switching. No, we're leaving those motors on. Which here, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna just fly this around a little bit, and see if I can get used to it. Maybe. Be good, people. I need to pick something for you to watch. Hold on. Fly around that little fire some more. Oh no, this isn't the fire. It's just me farting around. This is me flying freestyle for the first time in like 4 or 5 months, and just it's just a hot mess. Where are all my windows? What? Oh, there it is. This won't fit, but that's maybe it'll fit. It won't fit. That's what she said. Bye bye.